Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here. We're drinking beer and play a game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour podcast.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 332. Thank you for joining us tonight. Before we get into everything, have to do a quick shout out to our friends Max and Raya over at the Movie Madness Entertainment channel for having us on their page last week. Link will be below no matter where the hell you're listening to this or watching it or whatever. So yeah, definitely make sure to check it out. Lots of horror movie talk, lots of talk about stuff that we don't normally get into on this page and this podcast. And speaking of things we don't normally talk about, Bry, we dabble in some toy collecting over here, but we don't go quite so hard. We don't really know the back end on it. So we figured, what the hey, let's change that up a bit this week. So we have from the Toybox Time Machine channel, we have JoJo. JoJo, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And before we
Yeah,
get into anything, please plug away. Where can everybody find you?
yep.
I'm on Instagram at toybox.time.machine and I had a TikTok. I don't know if I'll keep it. Same thing, toybox.time.machine and as well as YouTube as well.
Yeah, no, Jojo, thank you for joining us. Obviously, fellow nerds, love the toy
Yeah.
collecting. You put any toy collecting we have or had to shame. I definitely, we have a mutual buddy, our buddy Nerdy Nick. I know
Mhm.
we've actually been on, I think at the same time, I think we overlapped during some of the Christmas streams. So
Oh
I
yeah.
saw you doing some of the boxing and stuff with the toys, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Looked into your channel and I was like, oh, definite nerd. Clearly you hate Star Wars. I mean, you clearly
I
don't like
hate
that
it.
stuff.
Especially the
The
prequels. So much hate.
worst.
But no, I mean, just to kind of open us up, like, talk a little bit, like, what was there like a moment where you're like, man, I got all these collectibles. What, you wanted to start it up. Like, I'm really curious, like, what started that with you?
Yeah, it was, gosh, maybe like 2 years ago. I don't really think that there was anything in particular that made me do it. Well, I always say my daughter, because I don't know, it kind of gave me an excuse to go out and buy more toys. Except I was buying toys that she wasn't really into. She's into them now, but at the time she was like, I don't know what this is. And then I was remembering, like, I have all these toys in storage, and it would be really fun to pull them out and look at them. And then I was just like, oh, I'm gonna make an Instagram, I guess, because people love nostalgia, and I'll show all the action figures and the whatever. And so that's kind of how it happened. It wasn't really anything in particular, but I guess kind of.
No, I mean, both of us having kids, I know, like, with my son, same deal. I like gave him some of my old Power Rangers, which got him into Power Rangers. So I
Yeah,
still have,
same.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I still have so many old toys. Yours are in way better condition. I had to pull them out of the tote in my garage, but like, yeah, that invigoration of like the kids getting into it, that
Yeah.
makes just a world of difference. And it's like, man, your collection, like, how much did you actually have in your storage? Because, like I said, I've seen some of your unboxings, but like, it was pretty damn impressive.
I don't, and I haven't even gone through probably half of it. So my parents are slight hoarders in a way. And so I don't know. I mean, easily I probably got about maybe 15 more of the big storage boxes to go through. And some of the stuff that I've already shown, like I haven't even gone through those whole boxes. I've got about five in my garage, and then I have my own storage that I just recently got that I've been putting stuff into. So I have quite a bit. Somebody asked me like, "How long can you keep this going?" I'm like, "Oh, I can keep it going a minute. I can keep it going for a while."
Oh, I can rent more
Now,
storage spaces. Don't you tempt me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually know that feeling because my dad was definitely a big time collector when he had some like spare cash after retiring. And like he would just go to Toys R Us and be like, "Oh, I have to finish off this Hot Wheels set or this like line of
Yeah.
Simpsons toys." So when he quit the IRS, he or his station closed, so he borrowed many filing cabinets from his old office they were just going to throw away. So there's like 2 dozen filing cabinets just filled to the brim with Star Wars, all this kind of stuff, and it's
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
it is cool, but I'm also like, shit, one day I'm gonna have to figure out a place to put all this crap. Because I'm not gonna get rid of it because I have the same problem over here.
yeah,
Yeah.
meanwhile, behind you, Jim, is just a collection of shit that you know you'll never get rid of, even though you talk about downsizing all the time.
Yeah, which I never gonna do. I like to tell myself things that I never do, Brian. It's great. Lose weight, become a
Same.
better person, get rid of my shit, like all these little pipe dreams I have.
Yeah, so JoJo, I mean, with your collection, and it seems like, as your page has been growing, which, we love to see you going off on that, like you're also buying more stuff. So I guess the question is like, do you get to that point where you're like, all right, it is time to really start selling off some of the old so I have room for the new, or
Mhm.
what are you thinking there?
So I recently actually just got back into cards. I was huge into cards growing up, and I didn't realize that there was still such a market for it. I mean, I knew Pokemon was always a thing. I knew Magic was always a thing. But so I've been vending card shows recently. And in doing that, I've been bringing some of my collectibles because I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. Most of the time, if you're into this, you're probably into that. And so I have been getting rid of some things, but very, very sparingly because I have this problem where I don't want to get rid of things because I have sentimental value with most things. But I'm getting better because I mean, yeah, if I want to buy more things, I need to make more room, and more room probably means also more money to store it because my garage is filled up right. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, kind of. I will a little bit. To
Maybe or
what
maybe
extent?
not.
To what extent? Yeah, maybe no, maybe no. I don't know. We'll see. To an extent, I will. But there's definitely some things that and then I would also, some of it's my dad's too. So I also could be like, hey dad, like, do you want this? Do you not? Type of thing. And anyways,
Hmm.
and if not, I'll just stick it back in his storage. He won't even know. They literally
Yeah.
won't even know.
No, I love that. And I mean, yeah, Jim and I obviously we obviously stick very heavy with the gaming. Um
Yeah.
with your collection, are you on a binge like with the Star Wars stuff? Is it anything that catches your eye, or do you kind of have some white whales out there that you're like, oh man, I really want to get my hands on something like this or something like that?
hmm I am extremely particular nowadays with toys, so that's like one thing that I have in my favor. As much as I love Star Wars, I'm not really like really loving the stuff that's happening with Star Wars right now. So I'm not wanting to go out there and buy like all the new crap, that comes out. Most of the time when I'm buying stuff, I'm buying older stuff. And I'm trying to find it at like a thrift store or a garage sale or something. I'm more of like a finder. Like I want to, it's like the thrill of the find rather than like I can just go to the store and, spend $50 on it versus I want to find this at a garage sale and spend maybe 10. So that's also in my favor. Unless it's something that I really, really want. I've got to really want it. And I think the one thing I got somewhat recently was I think it was on this place called Hybid. If you've ever heard, I don't know if you've ever heard of
I've
it.
heard of it. Yep.
Okay, I try to gatekeep it a little bit because because normally I don't, but because I've gotten some really awesome finds on there. Like I got some 1977 right after A New Hope came out. I got a Stormtrooper 1977 Stormtrooper and Luke for like $10 for both of them. So
Nice.
they're not in like the best condition. However, if I was to flip them, I could flip them easily for, I don't even know, maybe 40 bucks. Anywho, so I bought myself a brand new in the box Micro Machine Death Star from
The
the
90s.
mid 90s, and it's
Hmm.
never been opened. So I really like the older stuff. Every once in a while I'll find some it's usually Micro Machines. I just bought a newer Micro Machine. It was on sale, so I'm like, ah, fuck it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Does
$10 versus, whatever, what's $10? So other than that, I'm like really into cards right now. I've spent so much money on cards recently that I'm just like, I really need to relax. Like I gotta relax.
So here's a question. We've talked to a bunch of people, and where you're at, how when you go like so Jim and I, we used to love going to thrift stores, garage sales, things like that. Yeah, the thrill of the hunt is definitely that dopamine hit when you find something, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, whether it's good or not, you're like,
yeah.
actually found something. How is like the gaming market when you go to those? Because for us, it's been completely abysmal. Like gaming is not a thing you can find anymore. Like where you're
Mhm.
going, when do you see a lot when you're out there?
No, honestly, not really. The only place that I ever get, I wouldn't even say lucky, because I'm always on the lookout for Dreamcast games. Dreamcast is by far one of my favorite consoles, and a
Good
lot
luck with
of
that.
yeah, oh no, I've yeah, exactly. I have zero luck. I get unless somebody's like spent asking $120 for Crazy Taxi or something like that, which I just like can't. I can't bring myself to do that. But there's a place here that's a secondhand store, and they specifically it's a book secondhand store, but they are very much in gaming. So that's kind of the only place that I will get quote unquote lucky. But even still, I have not gotten lucky at a garage sale or a thrift store. This that's the only place that I've really found some games.
Anything.
But I, consoles and stuff, like I'm also afraid of buying consoles off of like Marketplace.
Oh yeah.
Some of the toy cons that they have here, they do have it's sprinkled with this guy had a really cool 64. He was asking 200 for it, and I was like, oh, I mean, like I know that they're, some are worth that much, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty rare. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not like toys or something like that. It's not, yeah.
If
Well,
you're going to get
speaking,
into, sorry, real quick, Brian.
no, no, go
If
ahead,
you're
John.
get if you're going to be getting into the Dreamcast and collecting, especially marketplace and consoles, here's one thing to look out for because like 10 years ago, I could find Dreamcast all the time at thrift stores. Every
Mhm.
single one, the laser was half dead. Not enough to where it just completely wouldn't work, but like half of the games I have for it would not load up. So
Yeah.
like Marvel vs. Capcom 1 would work, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 doesn't. Like I've never seen that before with any other console, but for some reason like the Dreamcast tries to hold on just enough. And unfortunately for you, Dreamcast people are diehards, so they never
Yeah.
sell their shit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking of that, JoJo, the question is, with everything you got going on with your channel, with your page, do you even have any time for gaming? And if so, what you been playing recently?
So I picked up my Switch for the first time in like probably close to 2 years, a couple weeks ago. And I don't know if I should be embarrassed to say you guys probably won't even know this game. Or maybe you do if like your wives play it, but maybe not. It's called Dreamlight Valley. Have you guys heard of it?
I'll be honest,
I
nope,
would
I have not heard of this
I
one.
wouldn't I don't know you guys, but I wouldn't suspect that this would be a game you guys would play. It's essentially Disney Animal Crossing, is essentially what it is.
Oh,
And
I've heard of this.
yeah,
Oh shit, I remember hearing about that.
yeah. And like, I mean, okay, so other than that, I did get the Indiana Jones game for the PS5. I got about halfway through, and then I just kind of ran out of time because kids and work and all the things. But the one thing I kind of like about, Animal Crossing in this game is that you can just pick it up and play it whenever you want, and there is no like, like a Zelda game, like you kind of have to consistently play it, right? To a degree.
Mhm.
And like this, like literally, I haven't played it in almost 2 years, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and I don't know, do like 10 random mini quests or something, and fulfill my ADHD, and that type of thing. But I haven't really. Every once in a while, I'll fire up the Dreamcast and see which games will actually work because sometimes
Right.
they don't.
Yep.
But I think it's also because my discs are like kind of scratched to shit. And so, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But yeah, I haven't really been playing as much as I would like. Like I said, I mean, the Indiana Jones game is really cool. I very much enjoyed it, but I haven't gotten back to it in a while.
It's actually crazy you're mentioning Dreamcast. It's almost freaky coincidental because Jim and I like well I have a thing going on this year where I'm trying to go through my back catalog. At minimum, I gotta play an hour through anything I haven't actually ever played. And like 2 years ago, I was at uh, a thrift sale or something, and I got two Dreamcast games, both horror games, Illbleed and Carrier, for like $20 each, which is unheard of for those type of games for a
Yeah.
Dreamcast. And I actually just my like I still have my Dreamcast up to my CRT, and I'm gearing up to start playing those probably next week. So that's why I said it's crazy. Like I haven't touched my Dreamcast in 6, 7 years, maybe. So
Yeah.
I'm praying it still works. You're not giving me much hope with your stories, but yeah, Yeah,
That's
I've
cool. I've never heard of those games. I was never like a horror game. I think the most horror I played, well, what was it? House of the Dead or something
Oh yeah.
on
the gun game.
Dreamcast. Is
Yeah,
that what it was?
there was Typing of the Dead and then House of the Dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I think it was
that was
House
like
of
the
the Dead.
zombie shooter one, but
Right.
yeah, like horror games, man. You're talking just Dreamcast games in general are so expensive, but
Mhm.
anything horror and anything, it like for some reason maintains its value forever. And of course, that's the thing I'm into, so it's just crazy expensive. So like you, I just
Yeah.
try and find deals where I can. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's awesome. No,
All
it's
right, Joe.
funny though, Jim, you and I were talking last week and I have been able to play maybe like 5 hours of gaming, and ironically enough, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, which I've been playing through, I put down for 2 weeks. Don't remember where the hell I have to go now. I'm like, damn it! Like I know I have
Yeah.
to get to this dungeon. I don't even know how to get there right now. So I'm like feeling like an idiot. I'm like, I won't look up a guide. I won't do it. And goddamn, am I like right there about to look up a guide because I really want to get through it. What about
The
you,
last
Jim? What
Zelda
you been
game,
playing?
Bitch. What's that?
listen, the last Zelda game I've played was Skyward Sword. So you can tell how long ago that was. And I don't even think I finished it. So I'm like, well, I can't go on to the next one. And I mean, I could if I wanted, but I'm just like, I feel like I need to finish Skyward Sword, but like, I, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's not happening. And ultimately, yeah, it's the same thing. Like you put it down, like especially with Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, there's no way you can just like frivolously play that. You
Mm-mm.
kind of have to be consistent.
Yeah,
So
you put that stuff down, it's nope. Yeah,
you could probably
there's
do
no
that with Wind Waker, but other than that,
yeah, yeah. Most Zelda games are not comeback friendly. I don't know if
yeah,
that's a
no.
thing, but yeah, they're not. What
Look,
about
Jojo,
you,
it's fine.
Chambers? What you been playing?
She's only like three Zelda games behind, which means she's like 300 hours of gaming behind, so she can catch up.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just
So
never sleep.
easy.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually I finally got around. I finished off Hollow Knight finally. So absolutely
Nice.
loved it. Think it lived up to all the hype. I got the worst ending, but that's fine. Like I put 33 hours into it. I was just hitting that level where I'm like, I'm ready for this to be done. And then it's like, oh, I'm at the last boss. All right, perfect. So no complaints there. Still obviously playing StarCraft and getting my ass kicked. And also I just started in on Mario 3, a game I've really never played, like I said last week until now. So far I did enough to get to like a game over, and I'm like, all right, I'll come back to this. And I was on World 2. So I'm not good at the old Marios. I'm not good at the 2D guys. I grew up a Sega kid, so I pick up my Mario and it's just a disaster left and right. But I'll plow my way through it. But actually, JoJo, real
Nice.
quick, since you're such a Dreamcast person, what's the one that got you into it? What's the favorite Dreamcast game? Like, I need to hear from the crazies over here.
Oh, that's hard. Okay, well, Marvel vs. Capcom is definitely like top three. Probably number one.
All right.
Um, Jet Set Radio. I love Jet Set
Ooh.
Radio. Um, I would say it's in between like Space Channel 5 and Crazy Taxi. I think I played all four of those games like religiously every day. Um, do you guys remember Samba de Amigo with the
Yes.
maracas? I
Uh-huh.
still have,
Mm-hmm.
I just found those old maracas the other day too. I'm sure that they don't work, but I've got like the whole pad with the maracas. But yeah, I think Marvel vs. Capcom, Jet Set Radio for sure, and it's a hard close between Space Channel 5 and Crazy Taxi.
I'm so happy to not hear Sonic Adventure. Thank you so much for that.
That was actually no, and I love
No,
Sonic.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't say it.
But no, but no. But like Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and Saturn, Sonic all day. But I feel like once Dreamcast, Sonic was like a thing of the past. I was like, all right, like if I'm gonna play Sonic, it's not gonna be on Dreamcast. It would be on something else. But yeah, no, not Sonic Adventures.
So Jojo, I noticed while we were talking, I saw you lifting up a can. So it
Oh
seems
yeah.
like you're drinking with us tonight. So what you got going on tonight?
I have Dragoon IPA.
Hmm.
There's not really a whole lot about it. It just says bright, hoppy, and dank. Pack it in, pack it out. Enjoy fresh. I don't know why you would enjoy it not fresh, but I guess that's the way to drink it.
Because you mean you're not like Jim who gets the stuff that's on clearance because it's way too old and then he lets it sit for too long and then he's drinking beers out of season. So that's why they say it for people like him.
Right. The out of season stuff's the least of my problems with the beers I open. All right. When I see a piece of bread fall out of there, that's when I'm like, all right, this one might have been a little too
You
old.
you don't drink it all the way to the bottom because all the sediment starts to go.
Oh, I'm look,
You're okay
I've
with
been
the
there. All
sediment?
right. It depends on how far in I'm. If I'm like 3 beers in, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll eat the beer. I
Yeah, all
don't care.
right. That's
we
fair.
we have literally poured that stuff out sometimes and man, it just wait it's a little sediment. It's fine. But when it's a layer deep and you're just like, really? I this isn't what I wanted. But so what brewery is that from? Is
It's
Dragoon the brewery?
yeah, Dragoon is the brewery and it's just called Dragoon IPA. It's a local,
Okay.
semi-local. It's in Arizona. It's
Hmm.
pretty good. It's pretty popular in Arizona. So it's a
Nice.
kind of like a staple here.
You prefer IPAs?
So, you know, I mentioned earlier I haven't drank a beer in a long time. I really enjoyed IPAs. I used to drink a lot of like porters
Oh yeah.
and sours on occasion. And like a Corona or something was fun. But I think more often than not, yeah, I was drinking an IPA.
Okay,
And
nice,
not like a
nice.
super hoppy IPA. There needs to be like some citrus element, or something to it. I'm
Give a
not
little bit of that
that.
fruit flavor into it so it's not
Yeah.
just pure pine and yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
We're
No.
completely on board with that.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, so tonight actually I'm drinking an imperial stout with a really cool can design.
Ooh.
It's kind of tough to see, but it's called Dark Places. It's an imperial stout with chocolate, vanilla beans, and ancho chilies,
Ooh.
13%. So it is a big boy. It's strong and damn is it flavorful. It's like drinking a lot of these beers try to do like the Mexican hot
I was gonna say
chocolate,
it's
like a
like
little bit of
Mexican hot
spice.
chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one hits it perfect. Like I love spice. There to me, I don't taste it, but there's like something right on the back end of that chocolatey flavor. So really, really good. And at 13%, the danger here is you don't taste any booziness. It goes down way too easy. I'm already like halfway done this first one. So yeah, it's I would highly recommend it. But let me see where it's actually from. It is hmm. This is one of these goofy ones where you don't Abomination Brewing from
About like Colorado or something like
yeah, it's Abomination. Doesn't even say where in there.
Right. Do your research. God damn it.
that.
Never North Haven, Connecticut.
Oh,
Boo, Connecticut. But
that
yeah,
colony.
so
I knew it was
now
a
what
sea. I
about
knew it was a sea state.
yeah. Now what about you, Chambers?
Well, Bri, I guess I'm keeping up with my old beer gimmick I have going on here because I have a totally in season right now Trogs Mad Elf. So the perfect Christmas beer that I'm having in the middle of February, but at least it's only 2 months behind because I've had ones that are like 2 years behind. That doesn't matter. Details don't matter. But yes, a holiday ale brewed with cherries and honey. And the last batch, well, last year's batch came in at 11%. I swear that they started off a lot higher and they've been slowly whittling their way down in the ABV over the years. But uh, we've talked about this a billion times over the years. It's delicious, great holiday beer, perfect gateway drug for a lot of people I know who have never been into craft beer. Like if you go to like an ale house and you're like, try one of these. And they go, what is this? And you go, don't worry about it. Just drink it. And they go and they're like, oh my God, this is delicious. And then they have two in there plastered. And then it's hilarious. But yeah, nothing but great things to say about it. And then, of course, my usual silver bullets because unlike Brian, I can't roll out of bed in my jams tomorrow morning to go to work. So,
Your cowboy Kool-Aids.
yes, damn right. Still cold blue. I don't know how much longer they will be cold blue, but cold blue for now.
So Chambers, actually one thing I did want to mention, so JoJo, I was actually able to reach out to you and you also helped give some songs for our little go-to I don't want to call it a contest, but it's basically we're trying to get these daily songs out
It's a
there. So once
celebration,
again,
Brian. It's a
yeah,
celebration of video game music.
celebration. That's a good way to put it. But yeah, no. So we're going through. So thank you once again for everyone who submitted. But speaking of people who submit, people who help support us, once again, I think we have a special shout out this week, Jim. Before we get to the questions, our friend Raya, thank you so much. Sign up for the $10 tier for Patreon. So make sure get that movie request in, get that game request in, and Chambers, what questions we have this week?
Yes, like you said, Brian, the questions you can get in over at patreon.com/drink a beer and play a game, where for as little as two measly bucks a month, you can ask a question that we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So, just one this week from good old Burn Retinas. So, his wife is from Michigan and introduced him to meat-filled hand pies called pasties, which originated from Upper Peninsula. Are there any regional foods by state that you haven't tried yet, but were interested in?
Meat-filled hand pies, like a hot pocket? I'm like, what does that even mean?
I was thinking Sweeney Todd right now when you said meat
Uh,
pie.
I was thinking like those
I
Jamaican
thought it.
meat
Yep,
patties
yeah.
that are
That's
just
the
like
only
in
other
the
time I've heard that. They're beef patties, Jim. Come on.
yes. Thank you, Brian.
Regional food that we haven't tried. What's a regional food from Arizona? Actually, that's something I have no idea about.
Mexican.
Just generic. There's
I
not like a thing.
I mean, I don't think so. Regional. Some people, I don't, my family never ate nopales. I'm not a fan of, it's a cactus.
Hmm.
I'm not one for grilling a cactus, but I feel like that's somewhat regional. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Prickly pears. Prickly pear fruit is definitely a regional thing. I don't, I enjoy a prickly pear tea, but I won't eat them. But yeah, I mean, I would say probably a lot of Mexican food is definitely like an Arizona thing.
Let me ask you this. I just Googled Arizona food and I some of these are hilarious because I'm like, are these really just like the one is a Sonoran hot dog?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Yep. Sonora hot dogs
Bacon
are
wrapped
pretty
hot.
delicious.
It sounds good. It's a bacon wrapped hot dog.
Yep. And then I normally don't eat it with mayonnaise, but they do one side with mayonnaise, the other side. It depends where you go. But and there's chilies and
Some
uh,
pinto beans.
sometimes mustard.
Yeah. I like how they're attributing chimichangas to Arizona.
When I
Well,
think
because
chimichangas, I think Arizona, obviously.
Yeah. What else they got here? I like dates.
oh,
Just
tacos.
yeah, yeah, there's fry bread and Navajo tacos. What is
Okay.
fry?
So yeah, the Navajo tribe, yes, they do Indian fry bread. I guess
Okay.
yeah. I've that's more of like a sweet thing. I know that they do I've only had the sweet bread where they fry it and they put a little bit of honey and sometimes powdered sugar, but you can also supposedly eat it with like a slow cooked meat of some
Ooh,
sort. I have not tried that though, but I've heard it's delicious.
okay. Okay. Have you ever made it to the East Coast?
Nope.
Okay. Well, if you do, we have plenty of good Philly things because I feel like this is tough for you and me, Jim. I feel like there's not much local to us we haven't really tried.
No, I mean, our local shit, we've had everything basically. It would have to be
Yeah.
other people's local stuff. Like, I would love to go to all the different, like, down south regions for good barbecue, like, in their home states, though. Like, Georgia barbecue, Texas barbecue, all that kind of stuff. Try all the different styles. And, like, you can kind of get it up here because, we're a major city, but it's not the real thing. Come on now. But, besides that, like, I don't know. I'm uncultured swine. I've never been like, ooh, I have to try this local thing.
Yeah, I
Oh, I
tend
could
to
try a
always
Whataburger for once. We don't have those up here.
I mean we yeah, like I'm looking at the list and literally everything cheesesteaks, pretzels, scrapple, pierogies, hoagies. Like this is all stuff we have all the time. So yeah, sorry, burn retinas for us. We've tried it all, but like I also am the type like I travel to West Virginia for work a lot, and their thing is pepperoni rolls. So it's literally talking about hot pockets. It's like a stuffed pastry filled with pepperoni that you're supposed to dip in ranch, and it's
Not
like
like
terrible
pizza
for
sauce?
you. No, no, that's what I would have thought. No, it's just straight up ranch.
Huh.
In Pittsburgh, West Virginia area, ranch is king. Like you can't actually. I'll never forget. Not only that, I went to a place, I forget, it's a chain for breakfast sandwiches, but I just wanted to get like, bacon, egg, and cheese. And they were like, "Do you want jelly in that?" And I was like,
What?
"In my bacon, egg, and cheese?" They're like, "Yeah." And I was like,
No.
No, that's not a thing." I was like, "I already am eating terribly. Like, I don't need to add jelly on top of that shit." So, yeah, I guess that's the thing I wasn't willing to try. But
They're
I
all
love that question.
boo.
Yeah.
Pussy.
I hate the
Shun the
locals.
non-believer.
Yeah. Get more jelly.
I would like to get up to Buffalo and try a garbage plate just for how disgusting it sounds, but it does sound awesome at the
What's a
same time.
Oh,
garbage
it's
plate?
It's
yeah, it's
basically just
crazy.
a little bit of fucking it's basically diarrhea on a plate. So you get like ground beef, hot dog, beans,
Oh,
mac and
sold.
cheese, home fries, and it's just all slopped onto one plate and it's like stacked a mile high basically.
Is
So
it on like the top of a garbage, like a metal garbage too? Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like those little things.
oh
so
like
I might be making this shit up, but I think so like in Philly, if you go to a Wawa, like the classic thing to do is to buy a hoagie and then eat it on the trash can on top of the trash can for some fucking reason. It's a Delco South Philly thing. But yeah, I think like they started by like putting all this crap like on a plate and just serving it to you on a garbage lid. So, and that's how it just yeah, and went from there. Now you can get it on
gar
the finest paper plates. So,
garbage plates are delicious because I worked with a dude from Buffalo, introduced us to it, and yeah, but they're a perfect drunk food, right? They're not something you're just getting in the afternoon for a little light bite. No, they're like, I'm already making terrible life decisions tonight. Fucking, I'm gonna eat a garbage plate. So yeah,
So
that's gonna be the thing.
it's like the East Coast version of like a super nacho here. Do you guys know what super?
Yes.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's just like or super fries where it's just like beans, ground beef, a crazy amount of sour cream, salsa,
Hmm.
jalapenos, just all the things. All right, I can get into that.
And you and your friends will all fight about like the toppings because nobody wants that bottom layer. It's bullshit that like has no toppings left on it and they're clumped together and it's just like, what are we doing here? The spread was not even. So yeah, it's just like that. That's actually a good call. No, but Burn Retinas, thank you, bud. Appreciate the questions. And once again, please make sure get those questions in. And Raya, make sure you get your requests in for the game and for the movie. We always truly appreciate the support.
Right. We actually have the movie request. We don't have a game yet, but she has requested we talk about The Crow, the first, original one.
The what?
The Crow. Brandon Lee.
Oh,
I don't
I
even,
thought you said the Chrome. I didn't hear the Crow. I think JoJo heard that too. So yeah.
I derped out. Derp! So it is what it is. But yeah,
It's
I
all right.
mean,
Well,
that's all time
ironically,
classic.
with Nick, we still have to do his movie selection as well. So
Yeah, we have
yeah,
a lot of catching. So we do our bonus episodes with Nick. So we have a lot of catching up to do. So
hmm
he's been killing it trying to make his channel, make the push with his page. And real life got in the way last year, but we'll be good. We'll be good little boys over here this year.
I have a confession. I've never seen The Crow.
The fuck?
Ooh,
I don't
just
I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's really one of my dad's favorite movies. He's got the poster like in his game room. I've never seen it. I've never seen it, and I don't know
Okay,
why.
okay. The real question here.
Mhm.
Do you have toys from the movie, even though you've never seen it with your
No.
crazy collection? Really?
I think my dad has one, but like that's his, and it's like
Ah,
in his arcade. No, I've never seen it, and I don't know why. I mean, I know like what happened during the movie, right? But I've
hmm
never seen it, and I haven't seen the new one either, which I heard was not that good.
I didn't
oh,
see
I
it. I
forgot
didn't
about
see a
that.
new one either. Yeah, I feel like that really came and went. They're like, let's
Yeah,
do a remake, and you're like, why?
yeah.
And there was no need for it. Yeah, the original is like, man, since you haven't seen it and you know the hype, I would really just go in there, just keep lower expectations. Like I enjoy the movie, but
Mhm.
I think like a lot of things when someone dies on set, like that's gonna hype the movie to outrageous levels. And yeah, I would say watch it and just keep it low.
It was
It's
like really
fun.
good for the time, I'm sure, like super edgy, right? And now that,
Oh yeah.
what, 30 years later, close to, or however many years later, yeah, I'm sure it's aged a bit.
I'll tell you what, how about this? We'll have to figure out when we do our bonus beers and you'll have to give your opinion on that so you can weigh in as a new time viewer, whereas Jim, me, and Nick have all seen it probably
Okay.
at least a couple times. So yeah, she's gonna be like, yeah, this sucks. What is this?
His
Just
name
emo.
blows.
Like, so
Yeah.
you guys like this shit? Hmm.
But
I
no,
mean,
thank you all.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you
No,
go
no,
ahead.
I just want to say thank you guys once again for all that support. But go ahead, JoJo. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of terrible shit. However, I know that it's terrible. And a lot is like as long as you know that it's bad,
Yep.
then that's one thing. But if you're like, no, it's super good, you don't understand, it's like, no, it's really awful. You can still like it, but
You're
it's bad.
describing most of Jim's taste. Like he's who will swear something like he doesn't lean into knowing something's bad. He's like, no, I swear this is good.
I'm sorry that I'm on another level here, guys. All right, I can't bring you up with me. I just can only do so much. So,
Is it another level?
You don't understand true cinema like this.
thank you. Someone finally gets me.
No, but Jojo, before we were talking, and obviously you got the page. You're going to conventions. We know from us going to conventions and just a little bit of people we talk to, there is nothing but completely normal and you know interesting people to meet out there.
And smells.
So yeah, the conventions are yeah. Um, what are some fun things that you've had to experience since starting the page and dealing with everything you've had to deal with?
So, thankfully, I haven't really gotten a whole lot. One thing that I did get very early on, and I walked right into it. I blame myself a bit. So I had posted a snow trooper like big figurine that I had gotten, and somebody goes, "Oh, super cool," and whatever. And he goes, "I have the black version," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "Do you want to see?" It wasn't an action figure. It wasn't an
Uh,
action figure. I was like,
Ah,
ah. I had a good chuckle, and then I blocked him. But things could be worse. It was
was that
he
a
should
moment where you
be.
just went, "That's on me"?
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
No, literally. I was like, that was my bad. I know that
Yep.
there's no black version of a snow trooper. I know that. Why,
But you
but I'm
believed in that moment.
well, there's like Black Series. Maybe he meant Black Series. I don't know.
Maybe he meant a
Um,
dark trooper or from
yeah,
like forces or
but
something like that. Yeah, you never know.
but no, that's not what he meant. So that's probably like the weirdest thing that I've gotten. I've yeah, conventions are another thing. You just get people that don't want to leave you alone sometime and they just want to talk to you and talk to you and talk to you, talk to you, talk to you. And especially when you're selling and you're vending, you can't be like, "Can you please leave now?"
Yeah.
Because I need to be doing things. But
Or just casually walking around.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
but other than that, I haven't gotten anything bad because of the channel. I've definitely received other, weirdos, just from social media, but no, knock on wood, nothing crazy yet.
I mean, that's good. I mean, the convention thing is funny because we've talked to enough people, we know enough people who've sold, we know enough people who've worked these things, and it's yeah, the stories, that's why I always like to ask because they're fascinating. It's a different I don't even know. It's like a whole different ecosystem. When you get to those conventions, it's like people are unique. I'll say that. That's the best word I'm going to use.
Yes. And they really want to like, I think one of my coworkers was like, I think you just attract these people because every single time we've done it, she's like, they only talk to you. They don't talk to anybody else in our booth. They only want to talk to you. And I was like, well, I think also I just had like this warm, exterior of like, yeah, tell me your whole life story while I'm trying to, work. And again, it hasn't been anything really crazy. I mean, the occasional like, "Hey, you want to go upstairs and get coffee?" And I'm like, "What? I'm working."
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think there's coffee up there, but
You're all
okay.
going to say like, but the coffee machine's over there.
No, I was like, there's no coffee upstairs. He's like, oh, no, I swear there's not. Where people just, again, just standing there and just staring at you. There's also that. But,
Oh.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. What is worse in that situation? The one that's giving you the terrible like kind of pickup line or the just awkward staring. Probably harmless, but awkward staring.
Probably the one that's not saying anything to you is probably the worst one because you're
Yeah.
just like, me, this person, do you hate me? Like, do you want to hurt me? Please don't hurt me. Um,
Now, do you find yourself being uber like obviously when you're selling, you have to be very social, but you
right.
said you tend to be pulled in. I recognize that. I know about, people love to network, people love to
Right.
talk. And, you know, it's very easy. All of a sudden people become very talkative, especially if you seem kind of nice. So yeah, you
Right.
probably if you're not giving them the mean enough look, they're probably just like, oh, I can talk to her and nerd out in Star Wars stuff for hours. And oh
It's
look,
never Star
here's
Wars stuff though. It's always random stuff that I don't care about. Like, talk to me something I care about, and then you get fine.
yeah. Now
No
you
one
know
ever
what's
brings up
gonna
the Mighty
happen.
Max. It's just everything else.
But I won't fall for the black snow
I was
trooper
gonna
again.
say
Learn my
you would
lesson.
you would almost have to laugh if somebody was like, there's a black snow trooper here. You'd be like, you
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
It's
not
you.
again.
It was
fool
you.
fool me once. Damn, yeah. That's those stories are always interesting. Well, I'm glad to hear it wasn't anything worse.
Yeah.
That's always nice to hear. So yeah, it's interesting times. That's why I said our Nick came down, he was security, so we got to hear even more stories
Oh, I'm sure
specifically.
I know of at least one, and I'm like, you poor dude.
Yeah.
People are nutty.
So actually, JoJo, you were mentioning that you were doing like card conventions before.
Hmm.
So what do you think is like the new big one? Like I hear One Piece, like the card game for that's just been like taking off. Like, is that the biggest one you've been seeing around? Is it still like the box standard like Magic, Pokemon? Like lesser tier
Hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh because they fucking killed that card game basically by making it
Oh
unplayable.
yeah,
But
I was really surprised that that's like no longer really a thing. Nobody cares about that right now. I never played Yu-Gi-Oh, so I didn't know, but I knew that it was like a big deal, and I don't see it anywhere anymore.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, they haven't had an anime in like 5 years, and like the card game itself, like unless you win the first turn, it's unplayable if you're trying to be competitive. So,
um,
yeah, it's not very beginner friendly either.
I see. So, I know that a lot of so the three card shows that I've done in the last year, it's always heavily Pokemon. Like without a doubt, it's always Pokemon. I've seen quite a bit of One Piece too, but I think still the two kings of the cards are still Pokemon and Magic. And I didn't really realize up until even a few months ago that Magic was still like so popular. And especially now that they're coming out with all the different variants. They've got TMNT coming out soon. They just had Avatar The Last Airbender, um,
Final Fantasy,
Final
Spider-Man, they have had a
Fantasy,
shitload of
Spider-Man,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And I think they have a Marvel one coming out in the somewhat near future. So they're still, I think, definitely the kings of cards along with Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon now is more of like a okay, so this card show that I did last year, up at in the Capitol at Phoenix, it was one of the craziest things I've seen. I knew the Pokemon was a big deal, but I didn't know like that people were literally out here spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Like it is nothing. Like a guy behind me was selling 3,000, 6,000, buying another pack from somebody else for 10,000. I mean, it literally it's like I felt like I was in some kind of weird Pokemon mafia like thing. It was so crazy. And then like, oh, I found this like crazy rare pack. It's hasn't been opened yet. And they're like, I'll buy that from you right now for $2,000. And then they buy it and then they crack it open and people are watching them and they're like, I'll buy that from you. I'll buy that. It was just crazy. And not, I mean, Magic is not quite like that. Like Pokemon has definitely become like almost like I said, kind of like a weird like mafia gambling thing. And then you've
It's like
got
a
the kids.
microeconomy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got the kids that just like want to trade and like whatever. And then Magic, it's just two totally different like mindsets and like environment. You got people that are doing Magic that are you wanting to buy them to play with versus Pokemon like just having them in a slab like, "Oh, I have a Charizard mint, 10 or whatever." Like it's more of like a flex. Whereas with Magic, I mean, obviously you can flex with Magic too. But people are really using them to play with, and I don't know if it's
Actually,
always the
yeah.
same for Pokemon, you know?
So
No,
have you
I
ever
think that
had?
is a
Go ahead, go
good,
ahead.
Jim.
I'll go real quick. So, have you ever had to enjoy like third party purchasers during there? Because, so why I bring this up? I was at an Acme doing some grocery shopping a little while ago, and they had the vending machines there. Like they convert old red box machines into Pokemon machines now because it's so fucking big. And we're there. My wife's buying scratch tickets, and next to us is this old couple, and they're on the phone, and they're like, "All right, what do you want us to buy? Like what?" And I can hear through the phone, the guy's like, "Just buy it all, buy everything." She's like, "I'm not buying all this stupid fucking shit. You can get a goddamn job if you want to buy this." And he's just yelling at his parents, and they're yelling at each other for how much to buy. And I'm just like, "Oh my god." This is like next level over here. Like I think to your point though, like Pokemon's also hit that like collector normie tier where like everyone knows fucking Pokemon. So it's a kind of thing where like almost like the Disney Black Diamond videos from like 15 years ago when everyone thought that those were going to be worth like a mint basically. And
Hmm.
it's just like this mad rush right now where people are getting fights at Walmart's at the opening of the day just to get a hand on it. Where Magic's still just like it's Magic. It's got Magic nerds. They fight for it. If unless you have a Black Lotus, nothing's super crazy expensive at this point.
Yeah.
So
Well, no,
Yeah,
Jim.
and people are like
Uh,
excited to, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 no. Go ahead.
No, just to add on to that, like people are excited also for each other. So like one of the things that I sold, it was a Final Fantasy Chocobo like collector's commander, and we
mhm.
were watching him open it, and he opened two of the best cards that he could have pulled out of that thing, and everybody seemed really stoked for him. Like rather than just like, oh, let me buy that from you. It was more of that type of environment.
It's just crazy because I just spoke to a guy. I don't even know how he got on the subject, but like he was saying how he pays for all of his hobbies through doing this. He has a guy that gets him Pokemon cards, which he then turns around and sells, and has like a basement full of like inventory that he doesn't collect. He just sells, and that's what it is. So yeah, I think you're both correct. Like Pokemon is definitely it's just a means of collecting. No one really probably play, and I know I'm generalizing, but no one really plays as much. But like Magic, I always feel like, yeah, you're getting that to play, to open up, not just to collect. I mean, Jim, the article you have here literally from on Twitter, and we'll have the thing up, but like you have US Olympic gold medalist Amber Glenn mentioning how she plays this and goes to local stores and plays it. Like it, I also love this story because if you read the context of it, how long do people in the Olympics? They have what? Maybe a 2 4 year run at best. And I easily see her converting this into like a career post Olympics. And her dog Yuki is actually named after one of her favorite cards. So yeah, it's just like you have the diehard fans. And when I've never met someone who started playing Magic as a kid who doesn't continue doing it for like the rest of their lives. Like that's something that sticks with them. Like they're diehard fans. I used to have a ton of cards. Never found anyone nerdy enough to play where I grew up. So unfortunately, I sold those off years ago, and I kicked myself in the ass because I was
Could
like,
have been a thousand dare.
I exactly. I could have converted that. It's like stock, right? I could have converted that to Pokemon
But
cards and
yeah,
been selling them, you
you could
know?
become a Pokemon investor. That's what they're called now. They're Pokemon investors.
That's
Of
disgusting.
course they are.
Look, hey, I met my wife through Magic the Gathering, so you never know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was like through meeting up with like old high school friends and then mutual friends. So they're like, "Oh, you should meet this girl and stuff." So they set us up. So I go around telling everybody that I met her through Magic the Gathering, and she goes, "Please don't tell people that."
Oh, I'm all, oh, that's sweet. She's all shut
She's like,
up.
"God damn it, that's not how it happened." And I'm like, "Yep, got laid through Magic the Gathering."
Damn it, Jim.
Classic love story.
No, but I mean, you were mentioning like when you're working these conventions and or are you going to conventions or if you are working them, um, do you ever consider like buying stuff like that? Like how we're talking about with Pokemon, just for the sake of like the resale? Like if you see a good enough price, do you think you have your finger on the pulse of things that you could turn around and sell? Or you're not worried about it? You're just doing it for really the love of having the stuff.
So when it comes to Pokemon, I don't know enough about Pokemon, number one, and number two, I don't think if I'm trying to buy from a convention, I'm not getting it at a price that I could probably resell. Because like they
Yeah.
know but but at the same time, like depending on okay, so I've been on Whatnot recently, and I really need to get off because it's kind of becoming a problem.
Mm.
But so I'm hoping at some point, maybe within like a month or two, I'm gonna start a Whatnot sellers, whatever. So when it comes to certain cards, if I know that it's a good price and I don't want it, I will buy it, knowing that I can probably resell it. Just because, again, I've done 3 card shows. I'm gonna do another one in about a month, and then another. It will be more common for me to be doing card shows now. So yeah, I will definitely pick things up if I feel like I can resell it. Um, but I'm not really. I'm mostly there to vend, and if somebody wants to trade or something like that. But yeah, when it comes to Pokemon, I don't know enough about it. And Pokemon, it's just kind of a scary game to get into. People who are just starting now, I'm like, man, good luck, because it's just wild out there. Um, but
Are you talking collecting or like actually trying to play?
no collecting, like
Oh yeah,
collecting.
no, fuck that. Nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope.
No, no. And I've been wanting to, so my partner, he's been playing Magic like since the 90s. And so he's like very much into, I mean, we do the card conventions together, and he's been trying to get me to play, and I feel bad because I'm just like, I don't think I have the mental capacity to play this game right now, to play this game right now. I've never played it. So I know the bones, I guess, of how to play, but I know that I'm going to get my ass whooped every single time for the next year or two. I don't know if I want to do that,
Yeah, it doesn't sound exactly fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
And so like I'll look at the pretty art, and I'm an Avatar fan, so like, I'll collect like I collect, obviously if I like it, and again, if I know that I can resell it, I will on occasion.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, your partner's fucking up here because there's a very easy way to do this. He builds a very strong deck. He plays with like, okay, he can do some things kind of competitive, and then he weans you in. It's like, oh God, you're like a natural at this. You're doing so well. You're just kicking my ass left and right.
I'll know he's lying though. I'm like, you're lying to me, aren't you? And just flip the table.
And then you go, no.
Yeah, it's like that brings back all the old school, like, teenager dates where it's like, are you letting me win right now in pool or something like that? No, definitely not. No, I missed that shot. That's all that was. I swear.
Chew, clunk.
No, but yeah, I Magic is one of those things, like I said, there's a lot of, we're in gaming obviously, and there's some things that just I missed the boat on completely. Magic, not following up with that, but the next one, Jim, that you actually copied as well. I found this whole article, and this is one of those too long didn't read things, but from Peter Gurnis, from Gothburs,
Oh, you
is
mentioned
his
me when I
name.
TLDR, but when you do it, now it's cute. Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, should I do cute? You're just, you. But Warcraft, I've never gotten into, and as all the nerd shit I like, it's just like Dungeon and Dragons. Like I've always been like, that would have been cool to try, but didn't know anyone who did it. He gives a very interesting breakdown of like, I guess the current state of it. And Jim, for all the stuff we've covered, I didn't realize, is it like in this current state of flux right now? Because he's kind of like bitching about like how they're trying to Disneyify Warcraft, and they're like trying to make it more marketable to a wider audience, and they don't listen to their hardcore fans. I didn't realize that was a thing, and how he spells it out, kind of sad for the fan base.
Yeah, so the long story short, so it comes to us from Peter Gearness, who is apparently a senior vice president at Activision Blizzard, talking about Warcraft. And he said through internal executive meetings, people brought up that the name sounds intimidating, a name that one of the creative directors actually named for the game. So they're all talking about how they're trying to expand everything over here. So they went through the whole focus group bullshit to make the game more quote unquote approachable, even though this is an MMORPG that has been very popular and running at the very least for 20 years now, which never happens. So, the old adage of it ain't broke, don't fix it. But of course, they started to have conferences where the VP told people that they wanted to add weddings, raids, and new adventures, listing weddings first, which is not what Warcraft players want to hear. And at the end of the day, it's all going back and forth, and it comes down to what is known as TAM, or total addressable market. So, at the very least, it's the metric that a lot of these companies are going off of to try and get as many subscribers and new subscribers to make as much money as they can at the expense of killing off the people who have kept their shit alive for all this time. So yeah, it seems it's an interesting look like behind the curtain where it's just like it's obviously a guy who's high up who's like we're gonna kill our own shit with this by like biting the hand that feeds basically, on the hope of bringing in new stuff when you don't really know what you're doing in the first place. I mean, JoJo, for as much Star Wars love as you have, like you have to obviously see like almost the parallels with like not to do the typical shitting on Disney Star Wars, but Disney Star Wars sucks, so fuck them. But it's like all these expansions, and like you have the good stuff like the Andors of the world, but then they try to do the like the Obi-Wan one-offs or the acolytes that just like bomb out of nowhere. It's like, do you see this in like the toy market too at all, where it's like you see like these long-running franchises to just reinvent the wheel for the hope of doing more and they just shoot themselves in the foot?
Okay, so Warcraft, we're talking about World of Warcraft, right? Is that the same thing?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean there has been a
Okay.
new like actual Warcraft like strategy game in ages, so it's all about
Okay.
WoW. Yeah.
Okay. I just know there were different. I honestly forgot all about WoW. I forgot that was even a thing. So yeah, I think you've kind of hit it on the head where like they want to do new things to bring in a new crowd, but a lot of the time that just doesn't really work, unfortunately, because okay, so Star Wars, they want what was it? 8 years ago, the Force is female. And we want this to be like really chick centric, and same with Marvel. And it's like, but chicks already like it. You don't have to like go from from wherever you're at to a whole nother extreme. Because I, for one, once they made it super like that, I just was not really into it anymore. I was just like, but we've forgotten the bigger picture here, right? Like
You don't
we
want to be
like
pandered to? What?
yeah, no, not in this case. But no, it's just like we've forgotten again, the bigger picture is gone, or like the focal point is gone. Like you've got this really good thing going, and you can add a few little things here and there, but you can't really leave the structure too much.
Yeah.
I don't even understand they're bringing in weddings. I don't understand marriage. I don't even understand that. What?
Yeah, for a game that's about grinding, fighting monsters, banding together, doing
Yeah,
stuff, you
I'm like so
gotta
confused by that.
introduce weddings. Like, why? Like, isn't there
My
enough
orc is
other
gonna marry
games?
your orc. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's like just knock this shit off. Like, I don't get it. And once again, it comes down to how do we get more sales? How do you do this? How do you do that? And yeah, Star Wars was the perfect connection point because you see, they're just how do we make more money? How do we expand to maybe folks that aren't watching it as much? I mean, you know what's next. They're gonna have their black snow troopers just for you, and they're gonna have to introduce those in all the movies. So it's like, it's just a dumb thing, and everyone sees it. That's the thing. They think they're being coy about it. It's like you just pointed out, you know what you're doing. Like, why are we doing this?
You
You
know,
piss the fans off.
well, and here's the thing is I don't think they really knew going into it that it was going to cause such a problem. I really do think that they thought if they just put the name on it, it was going to sell no matter what. And so, okay, you've got Force Awakens that does obviously super good in the box office because it's the first Star Wars movie in like forever. And people walk out thinking like, okay, like I don't really know how to feel about that. And then the second one comes out, or The Last Jedi comes out, and everybody and most people are like, fuck this. Like, what is this? And then Rise of Skywalker comes out, and then more people are like, fuck this, what is this? And they're like, well, that's just because you don't this, or that's just because that. And it's just like, no, it's just because it's not good. Like that's literally it. It's just not good. And, now they can use people as scapegoats as to why and claim people are this or that. It's like no, it's just not what it was anymore. Like you've lost the point of it. And yeah, I mean that's kind of what it seems like with Warcraft. Again, I've never played it, so I guess I don't have any skin in the game, but it just seems like odd. Like I don't get I don't get it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think most franchises fall into that. But while you were speaking about that and we're talking about Disney, as someone who you're not a Jim, so you're not completely jaded to everything in the world.
And
I'm very
how?
curious. I'm very curious, like with your love of Star Wars, what if you had to give me two of your most hated characters from the entire franchise that you had to deal with? Because
Yeah.
everyone, it's easy to say loved characters, right? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear what are your actually most hated, especially like considering what we just talked about, like with the new Disneyification. Is it that, or is there someone maybe? Maybe the prequels. I don't know. I'm
Tread
very
lightly.
curious.
Watch out.
Um, so I'm gonna sound like most other people, but it's because it's the truth and because it's just the truth. The Acolyte was a complete shit show, and I don't care what anybody says. Um, I always say like if people liked it, that's fine, and obviously that's fine.
No, no,
I
no, no. You can bring back shame. It's
really,
fine.
really, really disliked pretty much everybody in that show. Um, I
Mhm.
oh my gosh, hated characters. Probably just honestly Acolyte. And I mean, they made me start not liking Obi-Wan Kenobi because of the Kenobi show. They made me start not liking him because they made him so lame. And Luke Skywalker, they made him lame too. You know? But I don't hate them. I still love them because that's not really them. That's those movies and those shows don't exist. But
So you like old fat Boba Fett that they brought back?
oh, I forgot about that. Oh, wait, no, I know what now. The those kids on those scooters in the Book of Boba Fett. I hate them.
I never watched it. I was like, I'm
Okay,
not doing
don't
that to
yeah,
myself.
don't. No, I don't even know. I don't even know. I forgot all about that show. There's like these kids that are like, I don't know, part of a gang, but they're like on these like lame little like uh scooters. I don't know how to explain it. And they're just super lame and them. I hate them. I don't remember
All
their
right.
name.
All right. So what was worse? The
Are
scooter
you
kids in Boba Fett, shut the fuck up, Brian, or the yeah, rebellion kids at the end of Last Jedi? And I actually am a Last Jedi defender, but the kids in Space Casino, I was like, fuck, this is like the worst parts.
Scooter kids.
That bad, really?
The scooter gang. Yeah, they were so
Wow.
lame. They were so lame. They did absolutely nothing. I don't even understand why they were in there. I don't. They weren't cool. They didn't do anything. They sucked.
No shit.
Yeah.
It is actually refreshing to hear because, like I'm a I was a Star Wars guy all my life, and then I saw Last Jedi, and I was like, or not Last Jedi, Force Awakens, and I went, that was just New Hope again. Like that's not a good start. And then Last Jedi, like I know most people hated it. I was like, at least they tried something different. And Rise of Skywalker is an unwatchable fever dream, so that's just awful. But like I've never like I've watched it sober and I've watched it drunk, and I had the same experience each time. I was like, maybe it would be better this way, and it's never better. It's just jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Maybe I'm old and I'm definitely stupid, but it can't just be me on this one. But like, yeah, like I'm also a Star Trek guy, and it's like you watch anything new
boo?
with that and anything on
Do
Paramount,
you
shut
love
the fuck
Starfleet
up.
Academy? Is that your favorite show now?
It's the best. It's this thing that I refuse to pay Paramount for, so I never have to worry about watching it. I can just get drunk and watch Wrath of Khan clips again and again. But
I
yeah, I mean,
haven't
but
watched it, but I've seen pretty ridiculous things about it.
it's like this is where I nerd out, and it's like you're not supposed to talk with like 2026 nomenclature. You're supposed to be like, regal and have this timeless kind of sound to you, and not look at the camera like Jim from The Office and go, "Well, that happened." As soon as I see that, I'm just like, "Nope, I'm out. Fuck this. I'm done. It's over."
All right, so then on the flip side, JoJo, I'm gonna make a bold guess that one of your favorite small characters, and I mean small, is Salacious Crumb.
How'd you know? I thought you were saying
I,
Grogu and it'd be like, eh.
nope. Call me crazy. I'm just gonna make a guess from your content that Salacious Crumb's gonna be your
I
favorite.
do love Salacious B. Crumb. He's so gross and I love him.
All right, the
Do
Jar
you
Jar
like?
love. Is it real or is it ironic?
I think it's who for me or people or other people.
I don't give a fuck about other people for you.
No, I mean I wouldn't say I'd say it's a happy middle. 'Cause
Okay.
like Jar Jar's kind of lame, but he's also kind of cool, you know? I honestly just got the mask because I thought it would be funny, but I'm gonna have to get rid of it because every single time I put it on my face, I start to break out in a rash. So I'm just like, I can't make these anymore.
That's just a sign at this point.
It's
Yeah,
another
to
lesson
stop.
learned.
Yeah, to stop. And I think that like my face would get more used to it, but it actually only gets worse. So, the Jar Jar mask has probably got to go, and it's not comfortable. I got it as a joke, and now it's just like, okay, you gotta go. Yeah, I
He did
mean,
it.
we all know
It sounds
Jar
like
Jar
quitter
is,
talk to me.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, we all know he's poor guy. He was hated so much, but there was kind of.
Sometimes hate is deserved, though. I
I was
mean,
gonna, I was just gonna say, and I don't mean like the actor, like he shouldn't have been hated on, but like, yeah, Jar Jar was like, even okay, I'm trying to remember how old I was. I saw it in the theaters, and even I was like, this guy's kind of lame, and I was fairly young. I was like, I don't know about this guy.
now, as a diehard Star Wars fan and going through it all, I feel like one of the easiest answers, and I'm curious if you agree, would you say the most overhyped character is Boba Fett?
Oh, I was gonna say Luke, but yeah,
You
Boba
think
Fett is
Luke?
kinda.
Really?
Hmm, interesting. Okay.
You're
No, no,
all
no, no,
Well,
no,
bullied
no.
out.
All right, go on. Nope, 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 nope.
yeah, I'm
Let's
curious.
hear it.
Yeah, I want to hear that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just felt like, okay, had maybe we seen him do some cooler stuff, like Disney should have done, he would have lived up to like, what the Emperor thought he was gonna be. I
The
mean,
legend of him. Yeah.
yeah, because like I mean, Luke really didn't like beat anybody in Return of the Jedi, right?
Mm-mm.
Darth Vader's the one, who kind of saved the day. And that's not to say that Luke couldn't have, beat the Emperor, but he didn't. So I think he's a little overhyped.
Well, to your point, like, yeah, the Disney movies then showed you, like, oh shit, he could do other stuff. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
I see what you're saying there. I guess Boba Fett, though, is an easy target because it's like the amount of love for that guy. And, like,
That
think
is
about what he
true.
did in those movies. Like, he didn't do shit. Like, really, he got shot. And then obviously, then they do spinoffs and all that. But, like,
He's
I'm
got a
like,
cool
yeah, dude,
mask.
he was a cool looking
I like the
character. I
mask.
listen,
A
you can't,
flamethrower and
yeah.
I got a
Got
jetpack.
the little hook thing, whatever the hell it's called, the little like harpoon gun. Yeah, that's pretty decent. But
Yeah, I guess he is fairly overhyped. I mean, he was cool back then, right? Because I don't know, he was different and he wasn't a Jedi, right? He was like one of the cooler characters that wasn't a Jedi.
yeah.
But then he got smacked into the Sarlacc pit like a bitch. So I don't know, like I
Hmm.
get I don't know. Yeah, I guess he is a little bit overhyped. You guys are
Yeah.
right. He's still all right, but
All
yeah.
right. So then you've heard it here. JoJo's favorite is Salacious Crumb,
Yeah,
and her most hated is Acolyte. Just the
yeah,
whole
just
cast.
all of them.
That's just all of them put
Just
together.
all of
And
them.
Luke's overrated, even though he could astral project himself across galaxies to save the goddamn day. But oh no, he never did a goddamn thing. She's over
Yeah,
here
but then
like,
he
look at him.
died. But then he
Died like a
died.
bitch.
No, but then he
JoJo,
died.
yeah.
I'm like, come
You know how much force that takes?
JoJo's like, yeah, he could do it, but what has he done recently? Come on.
But like, okay, but also like, what? Okay, okay, okay. If we're gonna go there, he astral
Yeah, we're going
projected
there. Yeah, let's do
somewhere,
this. All right.
and then he kind of like toyed around with Kylo Ren for a little bit just to get everybody out of the area, and that was worth like dying over. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like
It's called
what.
being heroic.
All
It's
Ooh,
right.
called
okay.
saving
I
the
got
day.
I got the ultimate nerd question. Then who's stronger at their peak, Luke or Yoda?
Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda.
Hmm.
Because Luke never really got, and here's the thing is like I do think for sure that if Luke had been able to train with like a proper
Properly.
master
Yeah.
like for years and years and years, because like considering he was really good, even though he was only with Yoda for X amount of time, and then I guess he had to figure it out the rest of the way. He could have been a lot better. But yeah, Yoda is kind of, trumps a lot of people, I think.
So, so
Yep.
Jim, could you say he's the Brody of Star Wars
The Brody?
from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, you mean Broly?
Broly, yeah. The
Ignorant
only
slut?
character I actually remember.
The one movie you ever watched? I mean, well, he was just such a natural, Brian, that he exceeded everyone with all their lifetimes of trainings. All right?
So
Need a
that
little Deus
sounds
Ex
like Luke to
Machina.
me. I'm
He
just
needed the
saying,
fusion
am I
dance to beat
wrong?
him, Brian. No,
No,
he could
that's
do
Am
it.
I
Ray. If anything, that's Ray, because she's just the best without having to learn anything. She just knows it.
she just
She
know yeah.
fucking moved that goddamn when she did that mind trick after being like, "Oh, they can do that." In Force Awakens, I was like, "I'm here. You put me up here." I'm turning into Charlie. I'm just like, "I'm up here. It's going up here."
But all right, so I like JoJo. You weighed in on that, but you talked earlier. You're playing your PS5. We're all talking about being collectors. How expensive shit is. And of all the dumb fucking things I've seen from gaming and this and that, this one, Jim, tops it for me from PlayStation UK. And I don't know if this is strictly a UK only offer right now, but now they're allowing you to lease a PS5 for basically just under £10 a month. What what are we in this day and age that you need to lease a fucking PS5? Like, and I know they're expensive, and I'm not questioning that piece of it, but could you imagine like I got a 36 month lease for my PS5? Like, that's the craziest goddamn statement I've ever heard. I don't know. Tell
I
me
mean,
I'm wrong.
far be it from us to talk about consuming over here. Like, we see Brian's background, we see my background, we see JoJo's page. Maybe we're not the
Hey,
best ones to talk about this,
half of that's thrift store and Goodwill, all right?
and half of that's bullshit. And go fuck yourself. Don't ruin the bit.
No,
But
all your red is like you putting out the Nintendo
that's
and
art.
limited run.
You and your bullshit horror movie bullcrap that's fucking not even worth wiping your ass
And
with. All right.
JoJo just has the most expensive background. We all know that. So,
Look, she's flexing all her
Five
money
hundred
over here. We
dollars.
get it.
Five hundred
yeah,
dollars a tile.
I mean, yeah. And that Star Wars behind her, that's pure gold. Like that, she's just, yeah.
This popcorn bucket, easily $1,000. Just joking. It's really not.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
actually want to be shocked right now with these fucking collectors of popcorn buckets.
It's really not.
But yeah, it's like, how badly do you really need something? Like, JoJo, has there ever been a toy that you're like, God, I just need that for the collection? And you're like, would you lease it
Actually,
just to have it there if you couldn't
yeah,
afford it?
so it's not a toy, it's another popcorn bucket. It's in my living room. It's a
That
Death
doesn't
Star.
make it better. Do not say it's not a toy, it's a popcorn bucket, and think that makes it better. But go on.
yeah.
Look, I don't know why. I just needed it. I needed it. I saw it. I needed it, and I bought it. And I spent $80 on it. And you know what? I would do it again. It lights up. It makes noises. And if you really want, you can put popcorn in it, and you can put it on your neck.
All right, it's not the flashlight one from Doom.
No, no.
Jim.
What?
Don't say what. You know what.
What?
He's all, I've got five.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, come on.
that's why the camera only goes this way. No, what popcorn bucket was that though?
What?
The one, the $80 one you got. Which
Yeah,
one was
it
that?
was a Death Star.
Oh, the Death Star. I missed that
Yeah.
part. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a Death Star.
Ah, nice. So, well, let's say if it was a $300 popcorn bucket,
Um,
would you go $10 a month? Hey, a couple videos here and there, sign up for a lease. Because I mean, here's the worst part. There's almost a part of me that's like, look, obviously we're moving towards a future where it's like you will own nothing and be happy about it. That's what the corpos love. But PS5 right now, 550, $600. How many normal people out there really keep a console for longer than a couple years? $360 for a 3-year lease? Almost not the worst deal in the world for a certain type of person. Obviously, me within all this problem that I have in my life and over here that's not on camera. Like, obviously, that's something I would never go for. I have to buy something, use it once, and never touch it again, but put it on a wall. But obviously, I don't know. As much as I hate the idea of this and what it's going to lead to, I can almost see the point. God knows the value of the dollar is going down. So, no one's going to ever own a house again. No one's ever going to be able to afford anything. So you won't be able to afford your consoles. So why not just rent it for a little bit? There's no Blockbuster anymore.
Jim, you are basically Disney Star Wars right now to me. You're just so disappointed. Like
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
I
desperate
just
times,
want you
Brian.
to say, so what you're saying is Jim is okay with the idea that you need to lease a console.
I
That's what
never
you're
said I was
saying.
okay with it. I'm just saying for a certain type of people, it probably can be something good for it. It's probably either that or no console eventually.
Jim, that fence you're sitting on is pretty sturdy, ain't it? I
Look,
feel like
Brian,
you
the
need to
pole's up my ass right now. All right, that's fine. I'm being puppeteered over here by Big Daddy Sony. But I'm just saying, look, real thing that's like everything's getting more expensive. RAM is just out the ass right now, so I can see fucking Shredder come down the WWF Raw aisle. I'm glad 1,000 RAM sticks had to die for that. So, like the Steam machines that they announced, that's probably just never going to happen now because there's going to be at least 2 grand with how much expensive everything is. So unless things change, it's like really, unless like the value of the dollar isn't going up, like the minimum wages aren't going up to keep up with inflation, how are people supposed to afford to play things eventually?
couldn't the answer be you don't always need every latest console?
No, you must consume, Brian. You dirty
I
Oh,
horse. What are
come
you
mean,
talking
I,
about?
on.
I mean, couldn't you go back and get older stuff like we do with, maybe not you, Jim, but like, you know,
I have a Philips CDI, motherfucker. You want to talk about old shit, all right? Don't you dare.
I'm just saying, like, that idea is assuming everyone needs a PS5. And yeah,
Well, if you don't want to be a
needed one.
dork, then yeah.
I'm a conspiracy theorist through and through, and I feel like this is kind of where you were going to, Jim, was like, okay, I get why they're doing it because some people who can't buy it, they're like, okay, well, here's a way of doing that. But I almost feel like at some point they're gonna make the consoles be so damn expensive that only a small percentage of people in the world are gonna buy them, and everybody else is gonna be leasing them
Oh
because
yeah.
they're gonna be so crazy expensive that people just can't do it. I mean, I haven't bought the Switch 2 because I was just like, well, again, I'm not really playing a whole lot, and I just don't know if I feel the need to spend that much money on the Switch 2. And I mean, I've heard good things, but I've also heard like it's kind of whatever.
It's not worth it right now. No.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. It's kind of a scary thing because they're definitely going to just wanting to do digital. They don't want people to own anything, and we saw that with streaming. And we're seeing it with, a lot of the physical games are being pulled out of stores and they want you to buy it, through the actual console. And yeah, I think they're gonna get to a point where consoles are gonna be $800, $900, $1,000. Not anytime soon, but in a
Oh
couple of
yeah.
years, they're gonna blame it on RAM. There's a RAM emergency, and
Ram,
like
tariffs. Woo!
yeah, and next thing you know, only, a certain type of people or a certain category of people are going to be able to buy
It's a poor
them.
tax. It's a poor tax for them to be able to have this basically.
Yeah.
Because you can't spend $600 at once, but you could afford $10 a month, can't you? You can get
Hmm.
that little hit once a month and keep having your thing. It's fine.
Hmm.
Just keep doing it. Keep re-signing up until
And
you
I
pay
wonder,
more
do you
than you
think
would.
they make more money that way?
They have to if people just keep. So it depends though, because like the guy who just buys Madden every year, how many times is he going to re-up it just to be able to play Madden and Call of Duty? You never know.
Yeah.
So maybe the new console comes out and it's just a perpetual cycle of doing this, almost like if you're the people out there who only buy new cars, where they buy a car, trade it in, and just they have a perpetual car payment for the rest of their life because they just always need the new shiny thing.
Yeah.
So it could be a thing for like it's not even saying lease to own for fuck's sake. It's just straight up lease. So
Yeah, I looked that up. I was like, okay, is it lease to own? No, you're not keeping it.
Mm-mm.
and of
That's kind of
course leave it to the Brits to
ridiculous.
introduce the worst thing ever. So thank you.
What happens if you don't return it, do you think? What happens if you're like, no?
It's like a library card. You got to pay a fee.
You
No,
just
You
come
don't
to your
replenish it.
some guy in a really tall hat with a baton comes to your door, and then you're
No,
fucked.
no. Here's the deal. I
And they go,
guarantee
"Hello,
you,
puppet."
the return is like then they'll say, all right, if you want to buy it, it'll be an upcharged rate, just like a lease car, right? Like the same deal where you'll say, all right, we're just knock off how much you've already paid. You're still going to pay full price, not at a discount, and now you have a 3-year-old console. Um, I think that's probably what they'll do. Or if you return it, they'll turn around and sell it for a bigger profit used. So they won't sell a full price. They'll say, "Oh, gently used console." And
Refurbished.
Refurbished. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What
It's
happens if you return it and there's something that's not working quite right? What
oh, I'm
then? Do
sure
you
it's
have to
on
pay?
you.
You got to pay for, yeah. But like,
Yep.
who's to say it didn't happen during shipping? Who's to say, you know what I mean? I feel like that's when it starts to get kind of dicey.
And
Yeah. Do
that's
they
where
have
they'll
like the
rely on
Amazon?
people not to actually read the agreements. Just like every time you update your iPhone or anything, like who's reading
Yeah.
that shit? You're not doing that. You're just, yeah, it's fine. And then, yeah, you'll get charged and you'll be like, $80. What is this for? Oh, well, you messed up X, Y, or Z. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's very bleak. Um, if that is where this goes. So it just, yeah, I don't like it.
Very brave stance, Brian.
That's well, at least I'm not on the fence, motherfucker.
I'm not on the fence. I'm just
Jim
giving
loves it.
devil's
He's on the
advocate.
fence. He loves it.
Look,
Jim
I
is a
love
fence
Sony.
rider.
I love Sony so fucking much. They can do no goddamn wrong. All right. All of you
But wait,
Dreamcast fans over here. Woo!
so JoJo, you mean you touch on something we talk about, unfortunately, way too much, which is like this digital future. So when you see that, and especially we talked about your collectibles and your toys, does that almost make you want to double down and not sell shit and like almost hold on to it even harder because you know it's going to become potentially more valuable? Or are you actually embracing like, yeah, it's the way things are going?
I'm pretty sure the world is going to explode in a couple of years, so none of this is going to mean anything anymore. No, I'm
Yeah.
just
You fucking wish. It's going to be
kidding.
long and dragged out and miserable.
No, not necessarily. Maybe it was some things, and so I think about again, Star Wars. It always comes back to Star Wars, right? Like when I was talking about how I got those 1977 dolls. Um, I really don't think they're worth that much anymore because the brand itself isn't worth a lot anymore. So every and obviously things will ebb and flow. Records were really popular again for a minute. 8-bit gaming was really popular again for a minute. Everything just kind of comes around. So I don't. I think I just kind of go by the rule of thumb that if I like it, I buy it.
Yeah.
I don't go too crazy on the buying to resell or the stay or the holding to resell at a higher profit because you just don't really ever know, right? Like for a minute there, like buying a Super Nintendo was really crazy, or even some of the games, and now it's kind of chilled out again. So, not necessarily keeping things in hopes that I'm going to be a thousandaire at some point, but it's kind of nice to have. I've got a crap load of VHS tapes. I have a cassette and TV combo that sometimes I'll pull out and put something on, or I've got a old record player. So, but I try not to think too much about like money because you just don't ever know like what's actually gonna stay profitable or valuable anymore.
No, no, I think that's a good way to put it. And that's eh, I call it, Jim and I went through that phase. I'm sure you did or have, where it's when you get that collector bug, you're like, get everything you can. And then you hit that wall of like, all right, I strictly only want really, really what I want. And then even then, like if you were to see something that's like, I don't know, like if you saw a toy model of Millennium Falcon and you're like, oh, it's from this year that I always want it. There's a price point that you still want to be okay with. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I could get it. I know the value's gonna go up, but I'm not gonna do it. Like that's where Jim and I hit. Jim still buys dumb shit from limited run games all the time, but that's neither here nor there. But like
One, not all the time.
you could have had your Vectrex enough of
Shut
the
up.
time. But like,
Shut up.
I think that is a great way to look at it is by just stick with really what you like, like don't worry about the collector because like how many people will waste so much money like thinking I need to buy VHS tapes. All of a sudden they're valuable
I waste
and they
enough
go out the
money as it
window.
is. I don't need to do it any more than I already do.
Yeah,
Damn
exactly.
right.
So no, I agree 100% with that statement. Yeah.
So did you buy those? Who did anybody here buy Pokemon Legos? The
No,
new
no, I have
ones?
not. I am so I'm not going to do it because I spent enough money and shit. But like they when they announced that Lego Star Trek Galaxy class for $400, I was like, hmm. There is some slight temptation there, but even I can't justify that. But yeah, luckily I don't care about Pokemon that much to buy a Pokemon Lego set. Even aren't they like crazy expensive each too?
They're
Like
super expensive, and a lot of them are just buying them so they can resell them. And it's the same. I mean, it's the same idea, and not just because it's Pokemon. A lot of it because it's Pokemon, but
oh,
because
Lego's its own degeneracy kind of fucking resale market too.
right. But I think even like with the Star Trek stuff, like I don't know how much they made, and obviously there's scalpers out there that are gonna pick it up and be like, okay, in a couple of years, this is gonna be easily worth another $100 or something, and um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking right now for the Pikachu and Pokeball. It's $200. So you
Why?
could do that. You could do that right now.
And
And
then if
but
you
the
want the
theory
all
is,
three, what is it for
yeah.
like, yeah, what is that? It's like
Let me
600 or
see.
500.
Pre-order them all. Oh my God. So if you want to get Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, it's $650 for
Huh.
the 3 pack of them. But here's the deal. You do not like there is a almost guaranteed. That's ridiculous to pay that. But if you are able to get that, in probably a year, you could sell it for double.
Or less, yeah, or less.
It's
It's a
it's
gamble.
I mean, it's probably pretty safe to say there you could sell it for a profit,
At
but
least
do you want
maybe
to
not
put out
double, but
650?
maybe yeah,
Or
no,
yeah, even if it's like
probably like
800,
$800. No,
yeah,
I bet there's somebody out there that would spend $800 on that if they couldn't get it, if they couldn't get their hands on it, they're
Oh,
like, fine, give me the
initially.
I mean, look, we saw people spending what, like $1,200 for a PS5 during COVID when you couldn't get one. Like, if people want some bullshit, they're going to spend some money on some bullshit. All right.
Speaking of bullshit, so my son obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. Uh, Going to Five Below, they used to sell these stupid little Five Nights at Freddy's toys, and we got him a whole bunch of them. Well, the one we never got was like the tie dye spring trap, and he like did really good in school. Give him his allowance. He's like, I want that figure. Can't find it anywhere, and assholes all bought it all out. And so on eBay, what was a $5 toy, I had to spend $20 on plus $12 shipping, which killed my soul. But I
wait,
was like,
rewind. You had?
I
I'm
it's
just
his
joking.
money. I tried to instill that you shouldn't spend your money on this, but he's like, this is what I really want. And I'm like, okay, like I get it. I was a kid. I had my toy collection too, but fuck, man, like it's like dumb shit like that. Had I known back in the day, if you just bought $5 Five Nights at Freddy's toys, you could turn around and sell them for 4 times the profit. But I don't think like that. I'm like, no, just enjoy the thing, you know?
Well, Brian, it could be worse. You could, I mean, you have a daughter too. So, like, I know with my daughter, she's like, well, I want the new Laguna Blue doll. I'm like, you already have three of them. And she's like, yeah, but I want this new one. It comes with the locker. I'm like, all right, well, you have to get rid of your other ones then. She goes, okay. And then you buy it. She loses all the pieces within like 3 days. So there's not even a resale market for that eventually. And there's just so much of the bullshit. So it's just money completely gone, Brian. It could be so
Well,
much
Jim,
worse.
you also grew up in a household of sealed toys in a room by itself. So you don't appreciate the let me actually enjoy and play with it. And it's not about the resale value.
Toys aren't for playing, Brian. What are you talking about? They are for looking and for eventually selling, but never doing it. All right.
You got to wait till the
That's,
plastic on the back gets yellow because of the age of it.
thankfully with my dad, he always bought two if he could. We bought one that never came out the box and one that we could lightly play with. That, ended up getting played with quite hard. But yeah, I mean, yeah, how do you know that something is going to double in price? Because you're just like, well, I'm not going to spend all this money on this whatever, on
Nope.
this $5 toy. Maybe we're
Yeah.
thinking about this all wrong.
Now, the real
Yeah.
question I have for you: did your dad, since you said lightly play, Did your
Mhm.
dad ever try to reseal boxes and toys and
No,
stuff like that?
not that I know of.
No? Okay, my dad fucking did. He tried like hot gluing boxes back together after I was done playing with them. I was like, I don't think this is how the collector's market works, Dad. He's like, no, it's gonna work. No, shut up.
That's funny. No, not
So
that I know of.
so Jojo, the real question is, first beer in many months. How or was it more than months? I mean, I know it's been a
Uh,
while.
so like I had a full beer last May of 2025.
Okay, so
Was it
not
for a
quite a
moment?
year, not quite
But
a year.
and then I had a margarita a couple months ago. Yeah, I really haven't had like a full beer. And honestly, I'm only to like right here because
So what you're saying is full-blown alcoholic. I see what you're saying.
what I'm saying is I have a real problem.
Yeah,
So
clearly. I
the
mean,
self-control thing, what's that like?
how
I
how
wouldn't
is
know because I spent $1,000 on cards in the last month.
Cheerfully withdrawn.
Yeah, we all have our vices, and cards are my vice at this point.
how is that beer treating you though? Like getting back to an IPA, I feel like and that's for not drinking much, that's a little
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, it's good. I definitely feel it. If I'm not lying. I probably after the third sip was like, "Ooh, I feel warm."
That good buzz feel. Oh, we were just
Yeah,
talking last week about that. Like that that warm, you're like, "Ooh, this
yeah,
is
it's like a
okay."
tingly feeling. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Chambers, how about you? How's that you know, I know you think it was just since December, but really they released Mad Elf in like September. So how's that old ass beer treating
It was good. Did the job. Nice 11% to
you?
start the night, and then a couple silver bullets to top it off. So, yeah, I mean, I'm right. It's our Thursday tradition. I'm always feeling great by the end of the night.
Yeah, I
You
really
want to talk
cannot
problems?
recommend this
Woo.
one enough. I mean, Jojo, I know you said you used to drink porters. I don't know if you can get this one out there, and it's 13%, so it's stronger. But like I said, that kind of like Mexican hot chocolate flavor. Oh, it's so good.
I
And
used to
it's like a
enjoy
good
stouts
sipper.
too. So
Oh, so that's right up your alley.
yeah.
It's perfect. I know it doesn't get cold out there, so I was gonna say on like a cold Arizona night or whatever, but like it's a perfect sipper, like almost dessert beer, like
Mhm.
just a chill out beer. But yeah,
It's
Bry,
called
sometimes
what?
it gets to 70 out there. All right.
it's
It's a
it's
crisp 72 out right now with a
oh
slight
yeah,
breeze.
She's almost dead.
yeah. Last week we got down to five, so yeah.
Oh, no shit.
So this one is called it's Dark Places from I know
Abomination,
it's
right? It's Abomination.
Abomination. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Your memory's much better, hence all the drinking you do. So yeah. No, but Jojo, we truly want to thank you for coming on. We really enjoyed it. And once again, let people know where can they find you. We will have your links below.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and YouTube, also TikTok, but I don't know for how much longer. And it's just toybox.time.machine. And yeah, I just go through all my old toys, sometimes games, sometimes cassettes, and a lot of cards right now.
Okay, so you not much longer. TikTok. Why?
Um, well, they've redone their terms and services, and I don't want to agree to some of it. I
Oh
mean,
wait, isn't like Palantir going to steal all your like info from that shit? Something like that.
technically they probably have all my info, and also, I did a stupid tweet, 23 and Me not too long, well, whenever that was, a few years ago. So like literally everything that anybody could have of my
Is out there.
information and of my DNA is gone. But yeah, I just heard that there's all kinds of crazy new shit, and I don't,
No, you're right.
TikTok,
Because I've heard from people. They're like, man, it was actually safer when China owned it. So it's
no,
like,
no,
oh, that's bleak. Yeah.
seriously. I didn't want to go there, but no, it wasn't as bad. And I'm kind of just like, okay, so we took it from one foreign country to give to another foreign country. I'm not really understanding why we're doing that. So yeah, I haven't really decided. I haven't pressed agree yet. I'm just
Mm.
like going back and forth. I open it and I'm like, nah, I won't agree. And then I open it, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna agree. So I'll probably get rid of it. And honestly, keeping up with social media is hard.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I kind of hate it. Um, Instagram is, kind of hard enough and doing it for both. I mean, technically you could just, do the same video for both, but I'm not smart. Not that I'm not smart. I'm not smart enough to like divide my time like that. Does that make sense? Like I could just make it all on
Oh yeah.
CapCut and then do it on both, but I don't do that for whatever reason. I forget. And yes, I could download it and then put on. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly for privacy issues and yeah, it's just a lot.
No,
No,
don't blame me there.
it makes complete sense. And yeah, social media is that's why Jim is the Twitter guy. The joke always is he's terminally online, and I don't know shit about what's going on. So yeah, I like to keep my distance.
Oh, the things I've seen. What a wonderful life.
Really.
Do you guys hear about Discord?
What's that?
You guys hear about what's going on with Discord?
Yeah, they might be put
No.
so they're going to be starting up basically if you're going into like age verification needed channels, like adults only channels, you have to give them a copy of your like put a picture of your government ID on there. So everyone's like,
Or or
well,
they do some kind of weird age scanning verification where they try and decide how old you are through your phone.
perfect.
And I don't know if it's just to get
Interesting.
into like adult Discord. Like I think it might become
So I'm hearing different things because I'm
Mhm.
hearing just like to use Discord in general or to use just like things that are flagged for adult only. So I guess it's going to find out when they
I
actually
guess
roll
well,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And also, like, they're already like kind of starting to backtrack a little on it because of all the outrage. Because everyone's like, "Fuck this! I'm not using this thing anymore." So, yeah, it all like stemmed from like the UK and their like kind of crazy age verification laws for things, and it's like trickling down to here. Really, just comes
Mhm.
down to like Roblox pedos. They ruin everything for everyone. So, thanks, Roblox.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. And I know that that's the main thing, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay, so they've already shown us that they can't keep a lot of their data private because didn't they
Hmm.
have like a data leak like not that long ago?
They've had a few.
Yeah. And so like what? Now you want me to give you my driver's license
Ooh.
with
Yeah,
all
it's
of my
fine.
with all my shit
Yeah.
and now
Just trust
everybody's
us this time. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Again, like I have a Discord, but I just like am not really on it as much as maybe I don't want to say should be, but probably could help my channel, but whatever, you know.
It's all different audiences. Like
I
some people
am
like
right
to
there
stick to
with
a
you.
Discord, some people like to stick to a Twitter or this or that. So you kind of have to play all the games or
Discord's awful. Yeah, like Discord is like it's just that
right. You
I
don't
don't even
even
call
use
it a
it.
step
You don't
up.
even use
It's
our
it's
Discord.
exactly because I go on it and I'm like, why does there have to be 15 fucking different sub channels and this and that? I'm like, can't I just talk to the people I want to? Oh no, everyone had to get off Twitter because they got all butthurt. And now they're butthurt about this one. And I'm like, or just most of the people we want to talk to, Jim, we could just text because we all have each other's numbers. But God forbid
No,
people want to
that's
do that.
lame.
Yeah, you got to get on an app to do this shit. I'm like,
No, no,
ah,
no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
I
You just
can't
don't
do
get
it.
it, Brian. You know,
Yeah, I clearly don't. I'm like, or yeah, just text, call, meet up. Can't do that kind of shit. No, just do an app that steals your shit. That's the way to go. Clearly, and lease your consoles and enjoy life.
Keeping it spicy.
Yeah.
look, when you have to age verify, just use your Dark Sand Trooper and it's fine. It's great.
Black
Yeah,
Sand
true.
Trooper Jim. Come on.
Racist. God.
No, but JoJo, truly, truly appreciate you coming on. And remember, you gotta watch The Crow, and we
Oh
gotta
yes, yes,
we
I
gotta
will.
include you on when we talk about it for our Patreon video. So with that, guys, we want to say thank you all so much for listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, notification bell, leave comments, let us know what you liked and didn't like. And if you're listening on Podbean, iTunes, or Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating. And even if you want to bash Jim for all of his terrible ideas, we'll read it on each and every one of these Power Hour podcasts. With
Sir.
that, we want to say have a good night and cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Except Brian. Fuck that guy.
Cheers.